Welcome back everyone, thanks for joining me again. My name is Nick, we're on the Commodore Amiga, we're looking at a motorbiking game called 1000cc Turbo. Is that a lot of CCs? I don't know. But this one was published by Impressions in 1990. You have a choice of 4 bikes over 1 to 9 laps, and by pressing M you can change from music to sound effects, which isn't working. Music sounds quite good, so hopefully it's a good game. We'll soon find out here. Have a choice of 4 bikes, and whatever one you pick will determine who you're racing against and on what track. Hooray! Why isn't M working? So there's a lot of competition for motorbiking racers on the Amiga. Prime Mover and Super Hang-On are probably my favourites. Super Hang-On of course converted from the arcades. And this doesn't look great so far. So the top is the racing bit, and there's not using much of the screen here, and the bottom is some sort of crazy dashboard. Controls are awful. Oh man, what's going on here? Music is starting to get annoying now. Right, 1 crash. Let's get around this pillow. So position 5, we need to win. Man, this control's awful. Perhaps it'll get better as we go forward on different tracks. Why did that happen? What's going on now? Is that game over? Surely not. Yes, you lost. So 3 crashes and you lose the race. That was rubbish. Anyway, other racing games I reviewed are Black Viper by Neo in 1995. The viewpoint was a bit low on that. I preferred, as I say, Prime Move and Super Hang-On. There's Road Rash by Electronic Arts, of course, if you want a fighting game. And others are the Cycles and Combo Racer. All of them immediately seem a lot better than this one. If you want a polygon sort of motorbiking game, then Team Suzuki by Gremlin or No Second Prize by Italian, and No Second Prize is probably my favourite motorbiking game. Let's give this one a chance. Let's pick another bike. Music is good, although it's a bit repetitive. It seems like a different outfit did the music did the game. Maybe they stole the music. This is really bad. This is like Crazy Cars bad. Look at the road. It goes into a point when we go straight. That's awful. Frame rate is okay, but it just slides all over the place. I'm not getting a feeling of racing. Look at that. And we hit some weird thing in the road, I think, a pothole. Remember, 3 crashes and we're out. I'm not enjoying myself. Is this possibly the worst motorbiking racer of all time? It might be. What else did Impressions do? 1990s. Admittedly, this game came out before all the ones I mentioned, apart from Super Hang-On, which is 88. Now, if you're used to Super Hang-On and you've been playing it for 2 years, then you bought this, you'd be extremely disappointed. I don't know how Impressions thought they could get away with this. How can you present this to the public? Terrible game. Doesn't use hardly any of the screen. The bottom half is wasted on that cockpit view, which just shows the speed and such. At least try and do a full view on this. As you can tell, I'm not impressed whatsoever. Yeah, see, I had no chance there, and that's game over, is it? How are you supposed to do 9 laps on this thing? The music sounds a bit like Robocop when they went into the news. You lost the race. Same. I've selected a different bike, but the graphics is the same bike. I mean, was this a commercial release? It probably was. I would even be disappointed with this game if it was on a cover disc. Don't try and track this one down unless you're a glutton for punishment. 3 crashes and you're out. I'm hitting M to try and change the music and sound. That's not working. Maybe it's just my version. You know, Prime Mover by Psygnosis in 1993 is probably the best racing game on here, and Super Hang-On. And if you want a polygon one, then No Second Prize. Yeah, I mean, Road Rash is quite good as well, but this is no fun at all. Awful. We'll pick another bike. We'll have another few goes on it just to give it half a chance to see if it's going to improve in any way. But, you know, not bad music, although very impressive, repetitive, very limited in that regard. Presentation is okay. It's just not doing anything for me. as I try and take a few breaths to try and get my brain back together. But the playability, the graphics are terrible, playability is awful as well. 1000cc turbo, not really enough CCs for me. Do you have this game? As always, if you completely and utterly disagree with me and think this is a good game, I don't know why you would think that, but if you do, then put your thoughts below, because it's all about different opinions. And like you watch any videos on YouTube, you don't necessarily have to take the same opinions by default with the person presenting it. You can do your own comments as well. You might think it's great, and if there's a particular reason, then put that down as well. We don't all think the same, but I think in this case we might very well do. Yeah, 1000 cc's. Make your mind up what CC stand for. Turbo. Yeah, I'm just. Should I turn this off now? I said we'll have another go, so we'll probably have another go, shall we? Yeah. Put down your favourite racing game below if you've got one. But I can't see how anyone would be able to do 9 laps on this thing. 9 laps is just not possible. Go for 1, maybe go for 3, but don't go for a ridiculous amount. Hooray! Or possibly not hooray, as the pain goes on. Start your engines! Okay, here we go. There's mountains in the distance. Not getting any closer. We'll ease down on the speed round here. Look out for potholes. We'll try and make this a half decent go if that's indeed possible. Is it? Probably not. I don't know what the engine sounds would be like this, but if we had sound effects, it'd probably be just as bad. Where's the earthiness? Where's the grit in this? Where's the love? There is none. Where is the love? Where is the love we had? It was nowhere. How long did it take them to make this game? Probably an afternoon. 1990. Do you want to go back there? Well, watching this, probably not. Do have a look at my reviews of Super Hang-On, the revisited one, and Black Viper and Prime Mover, so you can make your own decision if you're unfamiliar with Amiga games. And it's only when you compare it to those ones you see how bad this is, or you might even know this is bad without seeing those other ones. Great. Now, on any system anywhere, can you think of a worse racing game to do with motorbikes than this? Let me know. There's bound to be some on some systems, because I'm unfamiliar with a lot of stuff. Commodore 64, Nintendo 64, NES and Super Nintendo and all those. But I've lost the race again, because I'm like losing it. Dip, that said. There's the top people: Chris, Marge, Homer, Nigel, Bart. I think they were Simpsons fans, but they obviously weren't coding computer game fans. Just reeks of cowardice, this. Reeks of public domain games. If you don't know what public domain was, that was, well, an independent market that put their games out, hoping to get signed by bigger publishers, but terrible. El Terrible. Shall we give it another go, for old time's sake? Because, you know, as soon as I've stopped playing this, I'm certainly never, ever going to play it again, unless I'm in some prison and I have to play it as some sort of punishment. But I'd have to do a pretty heinous crime to be able to have that sentence. So the Kawasaki, the Suzuki, the Honda, or the other Suzuki. Pick your favourite bike and then recreate a non-realistic event with slippery controls and potholes which knock you off your bike. It's the Hell's Angels race, but no Harley Davidson available. We're on a mud track, the handling is exactly the same as the normal course, i.e. rubbish. It floats like all round the place, floats like a bee, a particularly ugly bee with ugly wings. Bum bum ba dum ba dum 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 da dum. Limited scenery, you fall off your bike 3 times and the race is over. Yeah. Position in the top right, you can't really see it properly against the graphics behind in this one. Well done. Well, we're leading the race. That's progress on lap 0. How can there be a lap 0? Surely it'll start off on lap 1, would it not? Anyway, I'm sure the coders had their reasons for that. Have a look at Crazy Cars I reviewed on the Amiga if you want to. That's probably the closest in quality to this, but you know, I'd never thought I'd say this, I would prefer to play the original Crazy Cars to this game, 1000cc. A great bundle to get if you just bought your Amiga? I don't think so. Did Impressions do any other games worse than this or equal to this, or was they just getting used to it here? Because it is an early Amiga game, 1990-ish. Now, I thought this music was good at the start. I thought it was worthy of a Lotus game, but it gets old quite quickly. It doesn't last very long before it rotates round again. And we lost the race. Well done us. We lost it again. I think he crashed on purpose to try and get out of this mess. Shall we put our name in, or shall we just not bother? Motorbiking, yeah. Crazy stuff. So there's no championship in this, it's just individual tracks. You need to win one of 4 races and then just put your name in here, I guess. I don't know where the success is. I don't know if you get an amazing game over sequence. I'd imagine you don't. There's not much to achieve here. There's not much to brag about. If you're on the internet in a forum, it's unlikely people are going to speak about 1000cc's favourably or for any real length of time. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know why I put it in for another go, I just have. Right, what should we pick this time? The Honda. Honda! Yes. It's a blue bike. Will it be blue on screen? We can but hope. We do suffer sometimes, don't we? No, it's not blue. It's very similar to some of the... It's the same track. Oh, God. Maybe I'm going round in circles here, but let's try and watch out for the potholes. The people that own this track could have filled in those potholes beforehand. Maybe if we go slow round the bends, or we learn where they are, perhaps. You can get knocked off your bike by colliding into other riders. If they collide into you, like going too slow and they hit you at the back. Or if you hit the scenery either side, or these strange road obstacles, cracks and potholes. Like we missed one there. It might have been oil. Don't want to stop and watch. Right, we're in an amazing 3rd place. This goes lasting longer than... Oh, see, look at that! The AI knocked me off my bike, but they didn't fall off at all. That was a cheap one. Right, I ran through him, didn't get knocked off. No, off... Oh, gosh. Yeah. Awful game. Awful. 0 out of 10. I don't know what scores the magazines gave this. Maybe I'm being cruel to it, but I don't think so. Game is absolutely... I don't know if I stress this enough. Game is absolutely horrendous. You lost the race, you lost your money buying this game, and you lost all your time playing it. Never play it ever again. When they opened the Ark of the Covenant in Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think underneath all that sand was probably this game buried there. Atari did bury a load of ET games. They should have buried this as well. Maybe got a joint plot, but... One of the worst games I've ever reviewed. Certainly in the collection of worst game of all time for me. And it's not a racing game I'll be coming back to soon. So I hope you liked having a look at that. I certainly did. Yeah, that was 1000cc Turbo on the Commodore Amiga, published by Impressions in 1990. If you've got any comments about this game, racers, the Amiga, or retro gaming in general, you're more than welcome. Be my guest. Put your wonderful thoughts below. Until next time, take great care of yourself, don't have nightmares, and are very fond. Goodbye.
Goodbye.